welcome to this month's J&J Photo Art Marketing Cafe. I am Joanne Henig, one of the co-founders and the CEO of Photo Art Pavilion. I'm sure you've heard of us since you're attending. I'd like to introduce for a very brief moment my business partner, Jessica, and have her say a few words, and then I guess we'll get started with the presentation.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I love that we put together these events for everyone to be able to learn a little bit more and to expand their abilities with their art business. And today it has some great topics to be able to go through. Joanne's done a great job putting this all together. And aren't you guys ready for some unconventional marketing tactics? I am. All right, Joanne, let's get started.
All right. Well, I will tell you, unconventional marketing tactics for art photographers was an unconventional topic for me. A lot of fun to dig into, and I'm kind of happy to be able to present this to you today. I'm sorry about this magic erase cursor that keeps popping up and trying to get it down all afternoon, all morning, but that's not going away. But anyway, welcome to this month's J&J Photo Art Marketing Cafe. Would love to get started with you right now. Our team is myself and Jessica. We own and operate and manage Photo Art Pavilion. We've been doing so since 2007. And we've built a nice community around our dream, which is an online platform for art photographers and a community of art photographers where not only do we get to have our artwork displayed on a beautiful platform, but we also get together on a monthly basis like we are here today at the J&J Cafe to discuss ways that we can help one another with our marketing tactics to gain more visibility in the marketplace, and also just to promote our art and feel good about what it is that we're doing with our art. So that's our mission. That's what we like to do. And we do this once a month. So if you're not on our email list, please make sure that you are, and you'll get a notification from us each month. So today, our agenda is going to be something very simple with a phone ringing. Our agenda is going to be, why should we be thinking outside of the box? We're going to discuss some guerrilla marketing tactics for you photographers. We're going to talk about leveraging your niche communities, interactive and experimental marketing, and some unexpected digital strategies. And then we'll hopefully have some actionable takeaways that we can talk about at the end of the presentation and also in the Q&A, which we do open up when I'm done chatting away. Okay, so let's talk about why should we be thinking outside the box? Well, truthfully, the art world is saturated with traditional marketing not being enough anymore. We seem to be doing a lot of things the same over and over again, like a lot of other photographers. We're doing our direct email campaigns. We're doing a lot of social media things. We're doing some exhibits on local galleries, and we're also doing some virtual exhibits. But we're looking for more, and we're looking to break out of the areas of marketing that are oversaturated, where we may lose some visibility. So because of that, the unconventional tactics help photographers reach new audiences, which is hopefully what I'm going to be able to provide to you today. I think at the end of this presentation, you should be able to walk away with maybe one, maybe two, maybe three ideas that will spark you to do something just a little bit different in addition to the conventional stuff. I'm not asking you to throw away your conventional marketing tactics. That would be a mistake. But what we want to be able to do is add one, two, or three new unconventional tactics into the mix to help you expand your reach. Okay, so we're going to create some things that are going to be engaging, surprising, and unique that hopefully will create lasting impressions with your existing audience and even open up to new audiences. So let's talk about some guerrilla marketing techniques for photographers. Some of these seem very simple, but a lot of you are not doing this. So let's talk about QR codes or QR stickers. QR codes, you could go on to any search engine. Let's talk about Google Chrome, if you will, and you can generate a QR code for free. It could be a link directly to specific gallery that you have online. It could be a direct link to your entire portfolio. Could be a direct link to just your email address if you'd like. But a QR code is something where someone can put their cell phone up with their camera open. It takes a quick look at that code, and it returns a clickable action where the person can then click on it and go directly to whatever the link is that you want them to go to. Now, I've seen QR code stickers placed throughout different areas of my own community, whether it be in restaurants or other boutiques, just on a telephone pole, in a hospital setting. It really doesn't matter. If you have QR code stickers with some basic information on them and leave them around or stick them onto other things without getting in trouble, of course, and without being a litter bug, then I think that that's a great way for you to get people to, outside of your immediate sphere of influence, get them to be able to connect with you directly. So QR code stickers or QR codes, definitely a good idea. Also, if you have your artwork hanging in a gallery anywhere, have a QR code next to your art pieces, because that's, again, a quick way for people to be able to click and make the purchase right away. You can have them go directly over to a PayPal link where they can make the buy of your artwork. So think about that. Postcard drops. You've heard me talk about leave-behinds before. Leaving mini art prints in bookstores or cafes or in your local diner is a great way to have some guerrilla marketing for yourself. On those postcard drops, you can also have your QR code. So there's a double whammy that you could do right there. Having that information available with some visual of your art pieces, leaving them behind, direct contact to open up a new audience for yourself, as opposed to the standard social media, email marketing, and blog posting that you're doing. A pop-up gallery is a little bit more labor intensive, and it's super unconventional, but there are spaces out there like local sidewalks, like, local businesses. Like in my area, there's small little communities that have really great local businesses, and every once in a while they'll do street fairs and things of that nature. That's a great way to think about bringing your art into a new community of somebody that may not be following you on social media. So having a pop-up gallery in an unconventional space like a park, a sidewalk, or a street fair is another nice way of getting your art in front of people that do not normally see your artwork. So let's talk about leveraging niche communities. Niche communities could be something like a local business, a boutique, a salon, a gym, things like that. Collaborating with these local businesses can help you expand your reach as well. In everybody's community, we have local boutiques, hair salons, barbershops, and things of that nature, nail salons, little boutique stores like tiny little bookstores, or your local astrology shop where they have little pieces of information laying around, gymnasiums, the local YMCA, places where there may be more of a community reach, where they have billboards and pegboards where you can leave some information there. So you can collaborate with these types of businesses and these types of local community centers to help work with you with getting your art out there in an unconventional way. Consider your local libraries. I know a lot of artists do work with their local libraries, and libraries love to have art in their spaces for people to come in and roam around when they're in between reading their favorite book. So think about that as an unconventional way to leverage inside of your community. Another way is to connect with interior designers and realtors. And when I say this, I mean locally. All right, there is the United States Interior Design Association and realtors.com, which is across the country. But in your local community, working with your local interior design firms or your local realtors is a great way to have your art featured in staged homes. So if you have new construction going up in and around where you are living, you can approach the property managers, talk to them about having your art displayed in the homes that they have staged with furnishing, so that when their consumers come in to consider maybe purchasing or renting from them, they have your artwork on the walls. So that's another great way of leveraging your community. And of course, connect with small but engaged social media figures and local businesses. Again, in the local communities, you have certain businesses that are doing a really bang up job on social media. It could be something as simple as a local restaurant that's getting a ton of views coming through the way they're doing their marketing. Pop in, say hello, introduce yourself. Maybe you say something like, I'd like to sponsor your next social media post. Think about something along those lines where it's a local restaurant, they're getting a lot of traffic, and at the end of their presentation, they say this post was sponsored by ABC Art Photography. Think about that for a second. You could pay them maybe 25, 50 bucks. They'd be happy to take your money, 100 bucks, whatever it is. And now with their following, and if they're getting engagement on their posts in the thousands, and at the end of their post it says sponsored by, that's an opening for you. And of course, if you're doing something like that, make sure the sponsored by has your social media links and your social media tags on that post. Interactive and experiential marketing. So these are really out there, but bear with me. Okay, so let's talk about possibly doing something like an art scavenger hunt, where you can hide small artworks in your local community or a local city location. This is something that you really have to do a lot of groundwork with, a lot of planning, but it could be something that is a lot of fun to do with a local community. When the weather gets nicer, of course, we're still in a little bit of a chilly and windy season, definitely windy here in New York. But think about doing something like that, like a scavenger hunt, where you can have small 5x7s or 8x10 pieces framed and scattered around the community. You mark it and say, you know, the scavenger hunt is going to be May 1st, but you're laying the groundwork now, gathering people to join your marketing list, join the scavenger hunt, so that you can send them updates and information as the event starts to draw closer. You can even create the event on Facebook or through Instagram, where you can then have people join into that event so that they get automated notifications going out throughout the process of you marketing it. So think about that. It's kind of fun, but it is a little bit labor intensive. So, you know, think it through if it's interesting to you. Live demonstrations. So you can host an in-person or a virtual creation session. So this again is a little bit labor intensive, but if you are an art photographer and you're looking to show people or teach people how to learn more about photography, then this might be a great way to do to get more of a solid audience. When you become the expert in something, whether it be framing, whether it be printing, whether it be actual processing of the art photography, going from the raw camera file to the finished product, this is something that consumers, mostly other photographers, are going to be interested in, but it also helps you gain influence in your marketing. And that's really important, because once you have people that follow you and are influenced by who you are and what you do, they're more likely to share your work or share your everything about you, I should say, with the community that they're engaged with. So this is part of the interactive elements going back and forth. The last one is up to you. Again, pay what you want sale. So having a sale that is short term, this weekend only, let's say, or Friday the 13th only. Pay what you want. Have one art piece completely finished, framed, whatever you want, however you want to set it up, but you lay the groundwork for how you want to sort of build this program. And then you're engaging with your consumers. You may have to do so conventionally right now between your direct marketing, your direct email, your social media, and your blogging, but you're going to say today or this weekend only, pay what you want sale. Offer a piece up online and have them make an offer. It is a nice way to move art. It's a nice way to engage people, and it's a nice way to expand your reach in an unconventional way. Some unconventional and unexpected digital strategies. So these are, again, are a little bit outside the box, but that's what we're talking about this month. What about gamifying your website? So think about this. I was trying to say, look, how would I gamify my website? How would I gamify what I have online? What I would do is I would have a series of blog posts that I may craft over the course of let's say 30 days, maybe one blog post a week. And then hidden in those blog posts in the content are different challenges that bring the potential viewer of my gamified game, whatever game it is that I'm playing, brings them over to my blog posts, gets them reading my blog posts, and gets them searching for clues and clickable content that brings them to making a certain buy at a certain sale price. So I would think about how you could lay this out specifically for yourself and for your business and how your website is laid out. But for me, I am a part of Photo Art Pavilion, and my interaction area with my consumers is through my blog posts. So I would utilize my blog posts to gamify my audience, to bring them from social media or direct email or whatever, bring them over to the blog area of my website, and then I would ask them to go read my blog posts and find the hidden clues to make that sale purchase. Okay, so it gets them looking at your artwork a little bit differently. If you're not doing so already, using LinkedIn for art sales is a great way to open up a deeper audience. There's a lot of corporate buyers and businesses that have spaces that need artwork. So with LinkedIn, I find that when we, Photo Art Pavilion, put posts there, we do get a lot of engagement. And we do try to specify, narrow down the audience that we're going after there. Could be property managers, interior designers, realtors, and so forth. Those are the folks that tend to want to buy art in bulk. And those are usually where we end up pulling together some pretty big deals as opposed to the one-offs. So consider setting yourself up on LinkedIn. If you do, make sure you get in touch with Photo Art Pavilion while you're over there, and we will definitely work together. Creating social media challenges to invite audiences to participate. So this was one thing that we had done years and years and years ago, where we would take a full-size image and take a small, like a 1 inch by 1 inch element of that image, and we would post it up on social media, and we would say, what is it? And at that point, we had people saying, oh, it's part of a canoe, it's a screw on a street sign or whatever. But what we would do is we would get these interactions back and forth from the participants in that social media post, asking them to participate in what it is. And then once we had somebody that figured out what it was, they would win the print. So to give away an 8x10, 8x12 print is probably going to cost you $10 at most, maybe $12, so including shipping. So having a social media challenge like that is always a lot of fun. If you did that once a month, it's something that your audience can look forward to and engage with you with. So I would consider that wholeheartedly. So let's talk about some actionable takeaways. I mentioned a bunch of different unconventional strategies, and what I'm asking you to do between today and next J&J Cafe is to choose one unconventional tactic to try this month, just one. I mentioned a bunch. Just pick one tactic and try it. And don't give up on the day 1, and don't give up on day 10. Let it go for 30 days. And let's see if you can start tracing your metrics on this. So where do you stand with your traditional posts, and who's clicking through on your traditional posts? How many likes are you getting? How big is your audience? How many followers do you have today? Start playing around with the unconventional methods and see if you see a small uptick. Let's talk about maybe a 3 to 5 to 10% uptick in anything, whether it be engagement, whether it be growth of your audience, or something a little bit more dynamic, growing your direct email list. Whatever the the gain that it is that you're looking to end up with at the end, make sure that's included in your unconventional tactic. So if you're looking to grow your direct email list, make sure that when you're posting on social media or doing your other unconventional tactic, that you include in there the ability for this new person that's going to engage with you, the ability to leave their email, their name, email, phone number, if you will. Okay. That's why I'm saying document and share your results on social media. So this is important too. You can start to talk to your audience and say, hey, look at me, I've just gained 30 followers. That, believe it or not, opens people's eyes. They say, wow, look at you, or congratulations to me, I finally reached 1,000 followers, or I finally reached 100 followers, or whatever the metric is. But documenting it and sharing those results with your audience gets them excited, because it makes them feel like they are in a good place in following and working with you. So consider that. And now, engaging with other photographers to try new marketing strategies. This is important because we all know each other as art photographers. And rather than looking at each other as competitors in a small space where we're fighting for that sale, I think we have to start looking at each other a little bit differently as being collaborators as opposed to a competitor. So engaging with other photographers is a great way and a great strategy. You might want to do a pop-up exhibit with another photographer, share the cost of putting up a booth on the street corner. I would also say engaging with a company like Art Pavilion, where as you're posting your socials and you're doing your email marketing and your blogging, to make sure that we at Art Pavilion, I think I say this probably every other month, but shoot us an email and say, hey, I'm doing this campaign, or hey, I've got this great exhibit going, or hey, whatever. Letting us know gives us the opportunity and gives us something new to toot. Tooting your horn for you is something that we like to do. That's what we want to do. So engaging with us in your strategies helps us push your strategy a little bit further over the line. So I always like for you to be reminded of that we at Art Pavilion are here to help you expand your reach and your view of your artwork. So we're going to ask you to, again, just think it through. Create one unique marketing idea on your own. I've given you a few. You may have something that popped into your head as I'm sitting here yapping away, but pick that one unique marketing idea, implement it this week, and then share your results at our next meeting. I'd like you to just stay inspired, stay creative, and keep pushing boundaries, because if we continue to remain in a conventional format, it's almost like, what's that saying? If you keep doing the same thing and you expect a different result, then you're not really thinking things through. So you want to try and do things very differently, because then you'll get some different results. And then you can start to, I'm very, Jessica will tell you this, I am very good at documenting numbers and watching our stats and all of this type of things. I like to see if I'm putting any kind of effort into anything, whether it be doing these J&J cafes, whether it be our marketing efforts, our advertising dollars that we spend, our posts on social, whatever it is that we are doing at Art Pavilion, I am always looking at the metrics. I want to know what are my results, what works and what doesn't work. If it doesn't work, get rid of it. You don't need it. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your efforts, a waste of your money. But the stuff that is working, that's when you're going to polish it up, fine tune it, and make it work a little bit better and a little bit harder for you. So think about that as well. So finally, we're going to get to the Q&A. But before I do, we'll bring Jessica back in one more time. Before you leave this meeting today, I want you to think about, what is your favorite unconventional tactic? Just think about that, and then we'll have a deeper discussion with Jessica as we go forward. So I'm just going to say thank you at this point, and we'll bring Jess in for a little conversation.
Hey everyone. Thank you, Joanne. That was fantastic. Thank you for putting the time and energy into cultivating today's J&J Marketing Cafe. Now, a couple of things did pop into mind. So I always love to share in my little 2 cents at the end. But a couple of things. So I know where I live, there's quite a few storefronts that are vacant. Think about maybe approaching these property managers, seeing if you can borrow their space for a week, a month, whatever it is. You don't need a long-term duration. And or if you have friends in the art world, see if they want to do a collaboration. You never know. Sometimes there might be, depending on the time of year, there might be property manager that would just be like, yeah, use it for a week, use it for this time. And you don't know what those opportunities are until you start talking and having those conversations. So that was one thing that came to mind. And then the other thing was there's a trend going on socials, which is live selling. It happens where you go on either Facebook, Instagram, or both, and you're going to click onto your live feature. That's going to instantly start recording you. Now, what you can do if you're present with physical artwork is make sure you have your camera on the stand, your cell phone, your computer, your tablet, whatever the device is. Make sure you have it on a stand and it's projected to you, and you're able to hold up your work. People want to be able to, one, have a conversation with you. They have questions. They want to know about the experiences you had about that work. Show them a physical piece. Talk about it. It's quite amazing. Here we are in a digital world, but it's something different when you're like holding the artwork in your hands. There's certain kind of like energy that comes about it. So now as an art photographer, here you are holding your passion in your hands and you're able to speak about it. So that is something that is really a great setup for individual photographers to be able to talk about their work, share the experiences of those pieces that you have. Or if you don't have those physical pieces, I think Joanne kind of brushed upon it, which is, doing basically still the live selling, but bring them onto your computer, show your desktop, or put a TV behind you, connect your computer to your TV, make sure you're projecting your face, because it's all about your face, right? People want to connect with you. So make sure that your viewer is able to see you talking about your work, and then you could show the picture behind you. And this way you're able to digitally rotate the image behind you, or use Zoom. Zoom is a great tool. Make sure your background changes to the art you're looking to promote. From there, show your store. If you're a photo Art Pavilion storefront owner, you're able to go right onto your storefront. You're able to show them the options you can have the artwork printed in. And, from there, you never know. You might have some people that you wouldn't know are interested in work, one of your 3 Fs, family, friends, or fans. And all of a sudden now they're asking you questions. Oh, we didn't know that was your piece. Or, wait, that would look great in my dining room. Can you print it at this size? Or, what do you think it would look like in this kind of space? And you don't know what those conversations are until you start doing it. And the hardest part is starting. I mean, any of the marketing elements that Joanne brought to you today, you don't know your outcome until you put your actions in motion. And I think that's one of the hardest issues, no matter what the business, especially as an art business, because your passion is behind it. There's something special about what you're creating, and then you're putting it out there to the world, right? So now, how do you start standing up and out there and really starting to present your work? So I don't know. It's all about getting started. Choose something and jump. Make that jump.
It's definitely about getting started, and it's also, again, I can't emphasize enough, knowing your metrics, and whether it be starting from the beginning of the year and doing it quarterly, or could be monthly, but knowing where you are today, opening up your social media and saying, okay, today I have this many followers, I have this many people on my email list, I have this many whatevers, this many likes that I got this month, and then repeating that the following month, and just following your metrics, because with that, you're going to see what's working, as opposed to just throwing posts up on social media and wasting a lot of effort and a lot of energy. You're able to kind of dig in to see what's working and what's not working. And, you know, I'm an analytical person and I enjoy doing that. You know, and I think it's helped our business, you know, look at things differently and say, okay, this works, this is not working. Let's move away from that. Let's move into this. And so I think it's no matter how big or small your photography business is, you could do it. If you have one person on your direct email list, so what? Send that person information on a monthly basis. Eventually, you're going to find a way to grow that list. Okay, so just think about it, set your goals, and always think about moving forward. But some of these ideas are a lot of fun. They could be intimidating, but at the same token, you got to try. If what you're doing now is not working, you have to try something new. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will have this recording up on YouTube by the end of the week. And until then, remember, pick one unconventional strategy, go after it, know your metrics before you start. Today is March 12th, so maybe by the 15th of March, look at your metrics and then put this into effect for the next 30 days, something new into effect for the next 30 days, and see how you make out. Pick one thing. So you already have 2 or 3 things that you're doing already. Add one thing to the top of that, and let's see how we can generate. And don't forget to tag Photo Art Pavilion in all your posts so that we can reshare your artwork with our community as well. Okie doke.
Excellent.
All right, everybody. Have a great month.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. You're welcome. Bye-bye.